Guys, welcome back to our Ottawa Senators franchise build here on the channel. I'm No Sleeves, episode 8 of the rebuild, and it is not gone as well as I wanted it to. Now, required tons of picks and great prospects, made some big signings like Dougie Hamilton, but the team this season, this is the year year 3 that I wanted to make the playoffs and at least have some sense that we're going in the right direction. And the first half of the season did not go well. If you haven't watched last episode, go back and check it out. But on today's episode, we're going to go through the trade deadline, go through the rest of the season, hopefully make the playoffs, but I doubt it, maybe. And we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do because we traded away our first-round pick last year expecting to be very good. And it was a decent move because we got Shane Wright, but it's just not really panning out for us. We might have to make a coaching change. Also, guys, I see all of your comments. Again, I appreciate all the interaction on this video series. One thing I will say, someone has been mentioning make each episode one whole year. It'd be really long, but if you would like that, comment down below if you would like that, as opposed to kind of breaking them up. And again, it's a little bit easier for me because, you know, I show you guys all the ins and outs, all the roster changes, all that kind of stuff. But I could just, you know, go sim through the whole year and then basically just slow sim near the playoffs and things like that if that is what you guys want, or if you guys want me to keep the same, you know, about 3 videos for one season and we go super in depth. But again, let me know. All right, guys, let's get into the game as here we are. We're taking a look at the team right now and I'll show you guys where we're at. Yeah, we are 15, 22, and 1. Last place in the division. And I can't, like, Stützle's having a great year. And if you go and look at the lines and everything like that, like, the team isn't bad at all. Kachuk's an 88 or a 90, a 92 for Stützle. Batherson's up to an 88. And then Shane Wright in his rookie season, he's an 80 overall right now. We've also got Josh Norris and Vitaly Abramov. Then we've got Formanton, Hurdle, and White. And then Dadonov, Tierney, and Logan Brown. On defense, Shabbat and Hamilton, phenomenal first pairing, but then we don't really have anyone that fits right here. Sanderson with Brandstrom, and then Mete and Bernard Docker. In net, we go with Gorgiev, and he is just not, both of these goaltenders have just not really done it, and, you know, tough to see there. I tried to move around some of the power play, and it just really, I couldn't get anything more than like a +1 here, so I think we just have to leave it here, but nonetheless, you know, we'll keep going. In the AHL, things are looking great. So Atu Ratty, he was a first rounder in our first draft, 19th overall, up to a 75 here. We've got Kurashev, who we traded for in year 1. And then Igor Sokolov, my man, shout out to Igor, as he actually watches the video series as he is our captain this year, all the way up to a 76 overall. So love to see that. Forsback and Carlson, Akil Thomas, and Kopaka with Ridley Grieg, Pinto, and Davidson. And then on defense, Michael Johnson, second rounder. This is probably one of the best draft picks I've ever seen in this game, or close to it. An 80 overall off the rip out of the draft in the second round. Just an insane. I don't need more defensemen, but he was so good that we couldn't not take him. Then we've got Lassie Thompson, Josh Brown, Luke Hughes, who was our first-round pick, who we kind of got stuck with. And then we've got Fortunato and then Howard. And then in net, we've got Jesper Wallstedt, again, our third first-round pick in that first draft, up to a 78 overall. And he's got a 925 save percentage. Just nuts. The AHL team is doing great. So that is big and something that I wanted to mention like early on, that I wanted the whole franchise to be rebuilt. So here we are. So we'll go in here. Right now it's January 1. We're going to go through January, and if we don't pop off in January, we're going to have to make some significant moves, because if you go and take a look at the draft class, there's a biggie at the top. Yeah, Connor Bedard, who we need. So I don't know. We are going to have to find a way to get that pick back. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is definitely, we need Bedard. Like, clearly this team offensively is struggling a little bit, and with Stützle, Wright, and Kachuk with Bedard, I think that would be in business. So let's go ahead and sim through January, and we'll see where we're at. All right, so I got a bit of an interesting offer here. 2 second-round picks for a 4th and Ryan Strome. And why I think it's a little bit interesting is that he perfectly fits line 3, and our line 3 has just not been very good. I don't really want to give up 2 second-round picks, though. Like, what other picks do we have? Maybe Man, we do not have a lot of draft picks this year. And again, I'm going to kind of need all of the ammo going into this next year. I wonder if we can... I don't know. Let's see if there's any other play. Because I low-key think that might be a decent signing. He's under 5 mil, and he fits the third line perfectly. Is there anyone that we're about to get rid of? Xavier Burgo. I don't know if he'll ever make it and be anything. He was a second rounder back in 2021, but he's a medium top 6 at 20 years old, only 68 overall. I kind of want to just get rid of him. Same with Lysal. He was a second rounder too. Medium top 6, 60 overall. So maybe we try and move him. And I think that might actually work. I would love to not give up picks, but let's see. Trade rejected. Okay, let's see if they do it without the pick. Trade rejected. Okay. What if we add, and that's a second round next year. What if we add one of our fifths that we've got? Trade rejected. All right, we'll try a second round this year and more go. And that got accepted. Okay. All right, so let me just get him in the lineup and we'll take a look as we're almost at the deadline. So Formanton might have to move off this line. He's an 82. Let's just see what we can get him for, if this helps. Okay, it does get everything up to a +1. So I wonder if we can move on and put... Yeah, we've got to see what we can do here, because I like Formanton, but I like this a little bit more. I just think it fits much better. All right, let's finish off the month and then see where we're at. And then we are going to have to decide if we do win. All right, so it's February 1st, and we're 23, 26, and 1. We're not in the basement anymore. 55 points, though, is the wild card spot, and we are 8 points back. However, I do really like that move. In the AHL, we're in front of the division as we are 28, 11, and 5. Luke Hughes leading the way. So let's take a look at the team standings here going into the deadline, or sorry, the stats going into the deadline. Stützle, Strome is 42 points. Wow, unbelievable. We've got Dougie Hamilton, who's got 40. Unbelievable season there. Then Brady Tkachuk, Batherson on the first line, Shabots, and Shane Wright here with 26 points in 50 games isn't bad at all. Hurdle is just not done very well, and I wonder if we can move him up in the lineup. Let's take a look at nets, because it's been a mess there so far. Georgiev, under 900. So, we tried to use Georgiev, and he just, obviously waiting for Jesper Wallstedt, and he just, hasn't panned out, which is fine. But let's take a look at the rookies here. As Holtz with 39 points, Frost with 35, Lockdownov, and then Shane Wright down here at 26. So he's not going to win the Calder. Looks like Holtz is running away with that one. So in terms of defensemen, Petrolander's got 56, and we've got Hamilton down at 40. And then all skaters. We'll take a look. Martin Necas, 69 points. Wow, unbelievable. Stützle's right there, though. He's having a really good season. In terms of goals, Matthews with 41. Ovechkin's got 32. We don't really have anyone in the race there. Okay, so again, we've got some decisions to make here. And we'll take a look quickly. Man, I really need to figure out how we're going to get Bedard, because obviously we need him. And I need to figure out who has that first pick. I know we traded, I think it was Calgary. So I'm going to go and see what the cost would be for that trade. So it was Calgary. Here is that first round pick. Now, obviously it's high because we're not doing very well, but I hate getting into the trading next year's picks. I really don't like that. And once we're in a little bit better spot, I won't have to. But when we take a look at some of the other skaters in our organization that, we're not using right now, like Logan Brown, Formanton is 23 and 82. We signed him for 5 years. That's a good pick, or a good pickup, sorry. I like him, but I think that he's just not fitting. And Lysel, same thing. I don't know. This one's going to be tough, guys. But I think that we do need to figure out as we get to the deadline, because we did win quite a bit in that month. So we're going to go up to the deadline a little bit more, and hopefully we can go on a bit of a heater here. All right, so pretty much more of the same. We lost it. We won some, lost some. And, yeah, we really didn't move. So 71 points is where we're at to get into the wild card. 57. Yeah, we're still 10 points out of the playoffs. So we definitely need to get our pick back. The Sabres are definitely in last. The Wild, man. The problem is that like that pick might not even be. We need first overall. That's the thing. Like we 100% need first overall. Like, do we go after our own first again? Second, first, two. Okay, like that's a pretty big package. That's next year's first, a second this year, and a second next year. And I think that this might be enough. No, they didn't want that. All right, so we were able to do it for a package of picks. We moved a second this year, next year, and a first next year. And we got our first overall pick back, or our first round pick back, which is huge. So, all right, now the season isn't a total loss because we are going to get a franchise player. We know we are going to make that deal, and it's all about now just finishing out the season. So, Dadonov, how many more years on Dadonov? 1 year. I think that we need to move on from Dadonov and put in Formanton or Connor Brown, too. We need to move on. We need to grab Connor Brown, too. Okay, so we're going to make some moves here. Going up to the deadline. Connor Brown, we're going to add to the trade block. We're also going to put Dadonov there as well. We just won't need him anymore. And we are looking for next year's picks. And we also need to take a look at the contract situation. So we want to see if we can't sign some of these guys before they go to free agency because you can save quite a bit of money. And again, guys, if you haven't watched the prior videos, if they want an extension, they'll take about 85% of the asking price. So Stützle does not want an extension. Okay, this needs to get done. Wow, that is a lot of money. But he's an 89 overall at 21 years old, so that's kind of to be expected. Yeah, we need to give him all the money. Max deal. I don't know if he'll accept it, but let's just see if he'll take 80% of that because that would actually be... This is a huge contract, but obviously he's not going anywhere. Like he might take 10 million. If he takes 10 million, that's actually huge because for 8 years he's going to be a 90 overall pretty much the entire time, probably even higher. And we'll go like this and see what happens. I doubt it, but we'll see. And we also have to make a decision about Dougie Hamilton because we brought him in, obviously, just to kind of help out the defensive core while they were growing. But now we've got a ton of defensemen, and I just don't know if we should pay another $20 million. Like, I'm curious because we're gonna have about $80 million right now in cap already, but we're about to lose. We're about to lose Dadonov and Brown, so that's $8 million. So yeah, we can afford him. And I think that's what we should do. I think we should sign Dougie Hamilton. He fits very well there. And we'll see if he takes a pay decrease. A little hometown discount. So 9.2 is what looks to be the cost for him. And again, we can always move him. Dude, I can't believe he's 29 years old. I mean, it's obviously 3 years away, but still. Other than him, we'll go to expiring. All right, so Dadonov, we're not renewing. We're going to trade. Brown, we're going to trade. And then Bernard Docker, we are going to resign. And he does want an extension, so 2.25. Do we do another 2 years, or do we go up a little bit more? He's a medium top 4 at 22. He's already 81 overall, so he will grow. Let's see if we can go 3 years, because that keeps his free agency. Or, sorry, his restricted free agency. And he looks like he'll take 2.2 for 3 years, which is fine. Okay, Pinto is going to want to play in the NHL. Wow, he wants a two-way deal. I mean, there's no way he accepts this, but sure. Because he will probably jump up enough. Lastly, Thompson's 22 as well. He wants a two-way deal. Let's see if we can get him for 3. Zub, we are going to get rid of. Actually, do we keep him in the AHL? Maybe. Amadio is 20. He wants a two-way deal in the AHL. I'm okay with that. Again, guys, I want our AHL to succeed. Davidson's 25. And we'll see if we can get 3 more years. And he's not going to make the jump. So, Igor Sokolov, my man. Friend of the channel. A 3-year deal. Our captain. And then Akil Thomas. Dude, we're getting away with some... If they actually accept these, Kostelic... 23 years old, 71, medium, bottom 6. I'm not going to re-sign him. I don't think that he'll fit. Lysell. And then in nets, Decord is a free agent, as is Gustafsson. I'm not sure we'll do that, but we'll leave that. All right, let's see What are we trying to do? We're trying to move on from those two, from Dadonov and, yeah, okay. All right, so let's get into it. See what happens at the deadline. We'll sim through these next two games. Stützle, he accepted. Great. That's huge. So did Hamilton. Pinto. I had actually decided to be going, okay, so we're going to have to make some cap space moves for Bernard Docker in the offseason, which is fine because we're about to lose a lot of cap space as the Oilers. We are a seller. Enter the trade deadline. All right, here we go. It apparently says Dougie Hamilton's on the block, which is not the case. So we will propose a trade and see if we can find someone to take Brown. Where's Connor Brown at? Connor Brown. All right, let's go through and see. Calgary wants him. Let's get a pick. We do not have a lot of picks, which is the issue. The Blackhawks, there's no way. Calgary have 445 in the organization. So we want to find someone that has enough room. Let's try a third. And it worked. All right, so that's one done. Okay. Now we've got a first and third for this year. All right, that's a little bit better. And then we'll see if we can get... I don't think we'll get anything for Dadonov, but who's to say, right? Like, maybe... Well, Chicago wants him. I mean, okay. We can get our... No, there's no way. Okay, Chicago will be over the cap now. Okay. This will work. Let's see if the Avalanche want to move on from a pick. Let's try a fifth. I doubt it. No. Let's try a sixth. I don't think either of these will work. I think the contract's just too much. Okay, we'll let it ride then with them. As that, I think we'll just about do it. Buffalo just made a big trade. They traded Jack Quinn of third for Tatar and Toffoli. Okay, big moves there. All right, that is going to do it, it looks like, for us. Yep, so we got what we wanted, and just moved on from Brown. We got to figure out what we're going to do with Formanton, too. I mean, that's an off-season thing. Dean Kukin. 29 overall. 29 years of age. Could put him in the AHL. When is his contract then? 2 years, one way? No. All right, so here we are at the deadline. Stützle leading the way, obviously. Shane Wright, 31 points in 62 games. I think we can get rid of Dadonov and see if we can put in Formanton, but I don't think he fits anywhere, and that's... Oh, he does. Okay, enough. He fits enough. And Hurdle, Abramov. How's Abramov doing, actually? Not good. Wow, this second line is awful. Man, I don't know what to do here. What if we go like this? I wonder if we just do this and kind of load up a little bit, because, yeah, it's not going well here. Okay. All right, let's try that as the season rounds out here. As obviously we're not going to make the playoffs, but let's go through the rest of the season. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. The AHL team looks like they're in business, so. All right, so the season has finished. Stützle with 81 points in 82 games, leading the team, so happy about that. Dougie Hamilton, 75 points on the back end. I'm glad that we got an extension done for him. Ryan Strome at 60 points as we put him on the third line. Shabbat with 60, so our defensemen, they're popping off. Batherson at 54 points. Kachuk at 53. Colin White with 49. Wow. That's actually really good. Shane Wright ended with 42 points in 82 games at a -13. Josh Norris had a brutal year. Like, what? Man. Hurdle as well, not very good. And then we go down here. Mete at 9. All right, let's take a look at nets. Yeah, 898 Georgiev. This is Martin Jones' numbers from the Sharks, so that is not going to do it. But Abramov had 21 points in 82 games, and Sanderson, yeah, just not very good. We'll take a look at overall. How did the rest of the league play out? 61 points for Grigory Denisenko. My goodness. 2018 first rounder from the Florida Panthers, now of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Holtz just short. Eric Greentree, who was the second overall last year, the 84 overall, 56 points. Frost, Boris Sharov, Timmins, Loktionov, and then Shane Wright right there. Obviously, Shane Wright probably going to be the best when it pans out, but Svechnikov 103, Matthews 101. Let's see. Our leading scorer was way down here. Yeah. So we got some work to do. Matthews had 64 goals. That's incredible. My goodness. And then in terms of defensemen, Carlson had 79, Pietrangelo had 79, and man, Hamilton came close. Oh, that's close. We had two great defensemen, though, so I'm excited about our future and how it'll play out. So we'll take a look quickly now as we go one more. I want to see the playoff matchups. All right. So let's take a look at the playoff matchups and who made it this year, the third year. All right, so Blues and Blackhawks, Jets and Avalanche, Oilers, Kings, and then, wow, nice, Vancouver, Calgary. Caps and Pens for the 18th time, Carolina, New York, Boston, Tampa, and Toronto and Philadelphia. Okay, where did we finish in terms of overall, though? How low did we go? Not very. So the dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11th overall. Okay. All right. We have the 11th overall pick. Maybe we'll win the lottery. You know, we'll see. In the AHL, let's see. We've clinched a playoff spot. Luke Hughes, 66 points in 63 games. So we'll finish out the AHL regular season here. And we finished with 97 points. Perfect. All right, exactly what we wanted. And we'll take a look at the lines real quick before we go into the playoffs. Hope we can get a little bit of a run going here. As Ratty's up to a 76, Pinto 78 on defense. Dude, Luke Hughes just popped off. He is going up. Yeah, okay. All right, and then in net, we've got Jesper Wallstead, who's now a 79 overall. Things are looking good for the baby Sens. All right, so let's fast forward through this one, and we'll see if we can go on a bit of a run. I believe we got knocked out in the first round last year. We're down 1 already. We are down 2 to the Toronto Marlies. And it's 3-0. That's it, boys. All right, so again we lose in the AHL. I mean, obviously, not ideal. Not ideal at all. And we take a look real quick after removing some of the contracts. Before we go, we want to make sure that we have this in order. Dadnov's not re-signing. Bernard Docker, we do need to re-sign. And we don't have enough cap space. Okay. So we're going to qualify him and figure out what we're going to do there. We're going to have to move on from the goaltenders as well, I believe. All right, let's go to the draft. My goodness. Not a good season. I wanted to make the playoffs this year. And the Tampa Bay Lightning have won the Stanley Cup. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms win the Calder. All right, let's see. We stay at 11. Florida goes from 5-1. The Sharks go from 8-2. And Vegas from 9-3. Looks like we're selling the farm to get that number 1. Let's take a look at the retired players, though. Joe Thornton hangs him up. Zdeno Chara, Brian Little, Suter, Erickson, Lucic, Andrew Ladd, Dubinsky, Anisimov, Perreault. So a lot of actual NHLers. Wow. Paul Byron. Hjalmarsson's gone. Okay, this is a pretty big one. What about net? Mike Smith, Anderson, Schneider. Man, okay. Nicholas Hjalmarsson is now coach. And Mike Smith and Braden Coburn are scouts. Do we have any coach retirement? I don't think we do. We'll take a look. Nope. Okay. We might have to move on from our coaching staff, but nonetheless, we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do here because Bedard needs to be on the team. Connor Bedard will be an Ottawa Senator. And is there any other crazy players around? I'm not seeing a ton in the first round that I would be super stoked for. Like, let's see if there's any like snipes. It's all high end guys. That's medium elite. Any low elites? We'll see. Might be some snags later on. Okay. So, yeah, just at the top here. We got to figure it out. We are getting this pick. So, here we go. I believe our third draft now. And they want to trade that pick. Are you... Whoops. Are you serious? All right, well, the first is for sure going back. is there a player that we're not using? So Hughes and Ratty. Whew. Batherson, Strome. Wow, Strome is worth a lot. Josh Norris, White. Fabian Lysel's got to go too. They don't want him though. That's the problem. They don't want prospects. I don't want to move on from a ton of forwards. Maybe Hurdle? This is going to be tough. Like, we can move next year's second, too, but they don't want it. This is becoming difficult. We need that pick. We got another 2 minutes. Oh, man. Victor Mete. We got to move on from Mete anyways. This is a lot. Wow, are you serious? I mean, oh my goodness. They just fleeced us. All right, we are going to have to make some moves to rebuild the picks going forward. With Connor Bedard, welcome to the Ottawa Senators. Bang, an 83 overall high franchise. Yes, sir. That'll do. All right, we don't have another pick for a while, and I don't even know if I really want one. Like, because we're gonna have to. We might trade back. We need more picks going on, and we have a lot of prospects already. So we're just gonna sim to the next round and see what happened. So Ollie behind him, an 82 overall high, a medium elite. Lettinen was an 80 overall medium elite. Heikala, was there any busts? Wow, a lot of 80 overalls. High player. Scuderi was kind of a bust that early. Kim was. Yeah, nothing. Is there any other elites here? Doesn't look like it. So on to the second round. Is there anyone at the top of this? Lapalainen. What a name. He's NHL ready. At 17 years old? Oh, no. Another offensive defenseman. We don't have any room. There's literally no reason to make that trade. Medium top 6. 3 years away. Mattinen, so he'll be low. Bruce Baldwin. Yeah, I'm not seeing anyone, so we're going to sim to our pick. Okay. And we'll take a look at who's there. Yeah, just not enough to go off of. No one's around like any low elites. Oh, man. 5 years away. He's going to be like a 42 overall. Let's see if we can find that pick. Or find a trade. 4th and a 5th. No, I don't want anything this year. Future picks. 2 4ths next year. And we'll do the same thing with these ones. As we've already got, like I said, we've already got enough prospects now. Like, oops. Let's see. A 4th now next year. Give me a 4th round. Wow, 4th rounder and Ryan Grant. Wait a minute. Maybe a pick here. Maybe a potential play here. 82 overall. He's making 4. Oh, he's only making 3. Yeah, I don't want Graves, but I'm okay with the 4th rounder next year. We'll take that. Okay, so we are set here, and yeah, let's see. Let's see where we're at now. As our team is stacked stupid. We made 1 pick in that draft, and it was a high franchise, so we are in business. As he is going to jump right in there as our NHL goalie coach is... We might have to do some of the coaching staff here. Like, 29% staff chemistry. Just not good enough. You know what? I think we're going to... I'll re-sign the scouts real quick. Let's go to the contracts, and we took care of most of the big stuff. We've got 3.82 mil in cap. So that should be enough to get Bernard Docker done, who's now an 83 overall. Oh, he wants 4 mil. Does he want a contract extension? He does. Okay, we might be able to finesse this, which would be huge. So that's 3.4. We'll do 3.5. And see if he takes that. Okay. We'll see if he takes that. What about goaltenders? Gustafson, what do you want? Okay. All right, we're going to wait, make sure that we've got... Wallstead's coming, so... That was our scouts. Okay, so he did not accept that deal. That's tough. All right, we could try and see if we just offer what we have at 3.8. That's a little bit of a pay decrease. Resigned. Okay, everyone else, I'm okay with... we should probably tender him, I guess. Expiring. Dadnov, Lysel. So we're going to lose Lysel. We're going to lose Zub, too. What does Zub want? Does he want a one-way? Yeah, I'm not doing a one-way deal with him. Okay, let's look at the goaltenders. Gustafson. We have enough cap space for him. Like, that just seems like a really nice deal. And then Decord goes in the AHL. And we could just leave him there. Because he's not... He is going to be, you know, just the AHL goaltender. And they both resign. All right, guys. So it's free agency time. And one last check. We also have to sign, hang on a second here. And Dadnov's gone. Zub's gone. Kostelik. I don't know where he would fit. Two-way deal? Okay. Let's see. I mean, he's not going to grow much more. Lysel, we've got to Actually, we can re-sign him in free agency because I got to make some moves. All right, let's go. Costello re-signed, and Bedard is good to go. All right, let's take a look at the coaches, too. This is a big part of this episode, is if there's a coach that really fits everyone, then we might be in business. Okay, so Shabbat, Stützle is super important. Hamilton, not as much. Wow, he fits Shane Wright, too. I don't really want to mess around with it, and he's a B, so I just wish he was a little bit higher, like the A pluses and whatnot. But we're gonna offer him a lot of money. All right, so now let's take a look at the free agents list and who is available. David Pastrnak, $13 million. Dylan Larkin also available as a UFA. We just don't have the funds. Miller, is there anyone else that's like super interesting? Timo Meyer. Do I want more ex-Sharks, though? Let's take a look quickly, though, at if there's any... Yeah, Fabian Lysel, I do want to re-sign. Yep. And is there any other guys, young players? In terms of goaltenders, Ilya Samsonov, but we don't need any of these guys, so this is a pretty easy one for us. We'll take a look at the, like, Hurdle is going to be an interesting one. We probably move on from him, but Shabbat 91, Stützle 90. Hurdle at 4.7. He's got one more year left, though. Huh. What about Net? Wallstead's an 81. He's going to start, I think, this year. We can move on from... Is Gorgiev a 1 year... He's got one more year left. I don't know yet. All right. I'm pretty okay with where things are, so let's go ahead and we'll see if we can get I don't want to move these guys. Bang. All right, we got our new coach. Hopefully he fits. And we got our associate coach. Okay, there we go. We got a new coaching staff. Fabian Lysell also signed. All right, let's go to the next season. Okay, so I actually forgot about Matt Murray because we buried him in the minors. We have about $6.9 million in cap, which means that we can sign someone kind of an impactful player. I just don't know who. We do not need a defenseman. And the problem is I don't know if they're going to fit or not. Like Killorn at 33. Valimaki at... That's got to be an RFA, right? Yeah. Philip Deneau. Rupe Hintz. I just don't really see anyone that I really want. And we kind of have to wait and see if he fits the coaching staff. All right, so we're going to wait. We have lots of cap space now, which is nice. All right, here we go. All right, here we are, guys. Year 4. This is an absolute must make the playoff season. Let's take a look with the new coach, how it looks. All right, the lines are all messed up as we've got our new franchise star in Connor Bedard, who perfectly fits the second line. That is nice. What about Shane Wright, who's now up to an 83? And look at that. He fits okay. All right. Could we get a... Wow, that's a nice line right there. Just like for the future alone. We've got to see... All right, so Strome fits up there, but we need him at center, I think. Does Norris fit anywhere? The third line. Perfect. So here's how things shape up right now. We are going to have to make a move, though, because Tkachuk really doesn't fit. Batherson fits down in the lineup, but not up high. And the thing is this coach... Oh, he like perfectly fits the second line for these guys, but I don't know if they're going to be first liners. But all right, let's take a look on the defensive side. Shabbat and Hamilton, Brandstrom is now an 86, Sanderson's an 84, Bernard Docker and Victor Mete, and that's not even okay. We have got this is going to be crazy. We are going to have a very good team, guys. So in the AHL, we also have Michael Johnson, who's an 83. He's an 83 overall defensive. We also have Luke Hughes. Like, oh, man. Okay, we've got to make some roster moves here, and we also have to try and find a first-line winger. But I'm okay with leaving this line just okay, like that as it is. We could also... There was a way to make it a +3, I believe. I don't really like this at all, though. Like, Strome, Stützle, Hurdle... Tkachuk, I mean, I guess that's not bad with Bedard and Wright. Like, that makes him an 87, 93, 87, and then this is 90, 86, 86, and then Batherson, Norris, and Vitaly Abramov. We've also got Formanton. Like, what does he fit better here? He does. I mean, to be honest, we can even put him on the first line, but I'd much rather have him than, yeah. Dude, this team is good. Like, very, very balanced, and then on defense... We've got to move one of our left-handed defensemen because, yeah, Mete's got to go for sure for Hughes or John. Yeah. And then in net, we've got Georgiev and Gustafsson, and then Wallsted's an 83. Probably should be playing in the NHL. So these are good things to have. These are good problems to have, guys. But yeah, we're going to be on the lookout if the team struggles at all for a first-line left or right winger. And we'll see. Is Bedard, I think we'll just tee off. What do the special teams look like? Can we put Bedard and everyone on there? Like, I would love to have them just absolutely bomb it. You know what I mean? Does Bedard fit that, though? Actually, that's not bad. Can we replace Colin White with Bedard? We can. Okay. Yeah, he is just... Batherson doesn't fit at all. We can go Colin White. There we go. I don't want to say it, fellas, but this could be it. This is definitely the best team that we've had. And we've got cap space. Abramov is not fitting, is the issue. Oh, wow. Tkachuk on the third line fits perfectly. +3s everywhere, but I do not want him there. And Abramov only at 81. I think it's time to move on from him. He just hasn't panned out, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, your younger might put Formanton up there. Good problems to have. Let's make those moves real quick and see where we're at there. So, like, does Luke Hughes fit Michael Johnson? Do we leave Hughes in the AHL one more year, or do... He's a low elite, and he's a medium elite, so we've got to move on from Johnson. We'll trade him. We'll trade him. Mete. Like, look at... Oh, he doesn't fit the squad. Interesting. Interesting problem to have. I wonder if Hughes fits better. Best line's that. I wonder if Johnson... Man. All right, if Luke Hughes doesn't fit, then he doesn't fit, right? So, let's see if he fits. He fits way better. So, yeah, Johnson is going to stay. Man. Here's the thing, is that we have too many left-handed, because Branstrom's a left-handed defenseman, and he plays the right side. I think we're going to go like this. I know that doesn't give you a plus, but then it's 86 is basically down here. And then Shabbat. Yeah. Okay. Well, he fits perfectly there. Wow. What does Hamilton fit? Okay. I mean, all right. Michael Johnson, our second, he's 5'8". I mean, that's huge as a defenseman. I mean, okay. I mean, not like the size, but like just where we're located. So now we're going to move on from Hughes. We've got to go after a forward. And now we've got a lot we can play with here because Hughes is just not going to fit the lineup. And we can move on from Mete. All right, lots that we can do here, guys, as we move on to the fourth season. We are making the playoffs. We are making a push. And honestly, at this point, I'm expecting to like push for a cup now. So we'll make a huge trade in the next episode, guys. This is episode 8. Thank you guys for watching. And let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Next episode, we go through the season, and we make the playoffs for the first time. Guaranteed. Move Luke Hughes. Acquire a huge piece as well. All right, guys, things are getting exciting here. I'll see you guys next time.